opening a huge coffee shop from scratch in the central Winchester, you're going to need to watch this. Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Gary and I do a lot of cooking videos on this channel, and I wanted to start doing some of the behind the scenes stuff because basically we're about to open a coffee shop from scratch in the centre of Winchester. And as you know, if you follow my channel, I open quite a few businesses from scratch. So I thought this one would be a good insight into how it works, what I do. Obviously over the past 10 years I've opened 2 high profile coffee shops, a beachfront cafe, an award-winning fish and chip shop, my own street food business which has won awards as well. So as we are putting this business together, I thought it'd be an interesting video and series of videos, because obviously it won't be squeezed into one video. But in this video we are going to see the site, we're going to see how the kitchen has developed from nothing to where it is now. So today is Sunday, we're entering the end of April, and over the past 2 months we have been putting the kitchen together, putting the whole site together. This one's not my business. Business is owned by Dan Tamang, and he is the 6-time UK latte art champion in the UK. And over the past 10 years we've been friends and kind of crossed paths quite a lot, where I've been opening coffee shops and he's been winning the UK latte art champions. The time has come where we put our talents together. I do the food and he does the coffee. And touch wood, fingers crossed, you get a quality coffee, you get some quality food. It's a beautiful building, loads of history to it. I'll show you the site now, massive. A little bit intimidating to start with, the size of it. It gives us the opportunity to really do something special there. We're talking about doing a culinary school in Winchester, so doing cookery lessons. Dan's gonna have a coffee school in there hopefully. I'll do a cookery school, then downstairs we'll do some really good coffee and some really good food. So today we're going to go over to see Kavi, see what he's got left over in his warehouse, any cookery equipment, any stuff we can use in the coffee shop to save a few pennies when it comes to the final order to get the equipment in. Opening the shop, about 10 days, so we're under a little bit of pressure. I've done it a few times now, so pressure comes hand in hand with opening a new business. Looking at my channel, a lot of the videos that have done well is the behind the scenes videos of me starting a business. So this is why I wanted to do this, and I also get lots of questions. I forget how, interesting is the wrong word, I forget how maybe unusual my life is. A lot of people are in steady jobs, working, and when they look at my life, I'm opening a new business from scratch, starting new stuff, taking on new challenges. So I get lots and lots of questions from friends asking me what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, where is it, what's it like, what sort of food are we doing. So these videos here should answer those questions, and you can see days in the life of me. And yes, it can be very stressful and it's also very rewarding. So here we go, off to Winchester today. Nestled away in the Hampshire countryside, Winchester is a historic English city, known for its cathedral, medieval streets and connections to King Arthur. But today we are here to find ourselves some second-hand equipment for the coffee shop. I'm here now in the beautiful Hampshire countryside at the self-storage to check out some equipment. I'll have a look inside. If I can't film, I'll let you know what I find. Any goodies? You'll be first to know. This is also home of Vale Farm Eggs, and that'd be our egg supplier for the coffee shop, but more about that in the next video. Okay, so nicely grabbed some stuff there for the coffee shop, a few little bits that we needed, little top up bits, so good trip out, definitely worth doing. If you are setting up your own business, before you fly out and buy brand new stuff, it's always well worth checking FacePay, eBay, Gumtree for any little bits you think you might pick up, because you might find a deal out there. I've definitely saved thousands over the years finding stuff second hand that is just as good. So definitely look out for some second hand stuff if you're opening your own place before you buy anything brand new. Plates, crockery, coffee machines, the works, keep an eye out for it. It's all out there, especially these days on the internet. Okay, let's take a look inside. We enter the main entrance straight into the main part of the coffee shop, and the kitchen is situated at the back. Before we look at that, let's take a look at the planning. And remember, stick around to the end of the video to see the final product. Planning your commercial kitchen. First off, of course, it has to meet the regulations and it has to be EHO friendly, environmental office friendly. making sure customers stay safe when they're going to eat. The next priority, making sure your kitchen is laid out efficiently. And to do that here, we're going to sketch out a plan. First off here, I am going to sketch out the hard walls and the counter, giving us the space we can use for the kitchen within the property. So this area here is going to be the front of the kitchen. This is where the large 1 meter deep concrete topped countertop is going to be. And this counter here has been topped with a 3 millimeter deep concrete topping, which has got a resin on top to make it nice and shiny. And people will be able to sit just here on stools looking into the kitchen as we cook. So a really open plan kitchen. Next, we're going to build a central island just here, and this is where the induction hobs are going to go. And this is a central cooking area, so the customers, when they're looking into the kitchen, will be able to see the chefs cooking in front of them to add a little bit of theatre. On the right hand side here, we're going to put a bench fridge, 3-door bench fridge, and this is where the cold section is. On top of the bench fridge, we're going to put a cold cabinet where all the food can stay, so it makes it nice and fast and easy to serve the food. Next to that area, we have a nice hot cupboard. This is where we're going to keep all our plates nice and hot. It's on this side of the wall because that's where the electricity is. It saves taking the electricity around to the front where the pass is. Next to that, a big, massive double door fridge. And then at the back, right behind our cooking station, is a ration out oven. Possibly space for a mixer next to it. The oven has an extraction hood on top of it, and this will take care of most of the extraction from the cooking of the oven. So we have the oven, the cooking station and the fridge all accessible, and the fridge is also accessible to the cold section. And then on the left hand side here, we're going to have a hand wash sink, a food prep sink, and then a small stud wall here. And the stud wall is going to hide the pot wash area from the view of the customers looking into the kitchen. So behind the studded wall, we're going to have a sink here where the plates will go. And then next to this, we will have a pot wash, and this will run out onto a small table. And then on the back wall, we're going to have 3 large shelves, and this is going to be a place to store things that come out of the dishwasher. Okay, now we have a basic plan of the kitchen. Let's look at the flow. The nice warm plates will come out of the hot cupboard and go onto the tabletop here, ready to plate the food. Once plated, this food would now go down to the pass, and this is where any poached eggs or hot food will be added to them. Hot lights will go above here. Keep watching and I'll show you the hot lights in a minute. Perfect match for our copper lights just at the front. So the hot food from the oven and from the induction hobs will go onto a stainless steel table here, be flashed under a little grill, and then taken over to the pass to be finished. And like I said, we had a big fridge here, and this accesses the oven and can go around to the cold section as well. One element we are going to have to manage, and that's dirty plates coming back to the kitchen and going through there back into pot wash. First thoughts are we might have a trolley that can get taken from the pass section and taken around to the pot wash, cleaned, stacked on the shelves, and then go back to the hot cupboard. And then just here under the staircase, we'll have some dry stores, which is easily accessible to the kitchen, plus all our chemicals will go on the right hand side. Getting a kitchen plan done at this point can be really, really important, especially if you have builders and plumbers coming into the business, because you need to know where your electric sockets are going to be, where your water pipes need to be, where your drainage needs to be, and the sooner you can get that sorted out, the cheaper the build will cost you. In this situation, we need 3-phase electricity to go to the rationale, plus we need drainage, plus we need water in and out. And then once your rough drawing is complete and you're happy with it, if you're very, very clever, you can turn it into a digital version, or if you're like me, you can grab an iPad and turn it into something like this. So now that's done, we can start turning the kitchen into the space we have designed. And here's some snapshots of the progress. Okay, so at this stage we're about 2 weeks before opening. The kitchen lights have gone up. Some matching hot lights are going to go in here. This is going to be the pass section just over here. It's got the food pass just here. We go into the kitchen. This here is going to be the cooking section. Going to have the cold food coming from over here. Pass is just there, plenty of under shelf space. And then behind me here, wee, dizzy. Here is going to go the rationale. Dishwasher in here, sinks, hand wash sinks. And of course we've got refrigeration just here. Nice big fridges. And then dry store would just be in here on the back. And this stairwell here leads straight up to the prep kitchen. And here's that beautiful concrete finish. A real feature point for the kitchen. And smooth. With 1 week to go, the kitchen's really starting to take shape and the stud wall is up to hide the pot wash area. So hand wash sink is going here. This is our prep sink going here. We'll have all the regulation stuff on the wall, cleaning rotors, etc. KP area is going in here. So we've got a sink in, second hand, dishwasher second hand, run out, drawer, table coming brand new. Got our cooking station here, bain-marie induction hob, bench fridge, gantry top bit, toaster, got a roller toaster coming here, hot cupper for plates, double door fridge and temporary oven while I wait for our rationale. So the plan's finally coming together. And with a plan in place, we can put the plug sockets where they're meant to be, ready for the equipment. And here's those lights I was talking about. So finally, the new lights have arrived, and these are the copper heat lights to go over the parts, and they match the copper lights just here to keep it all fluid. You may see in the background, chairs are here and constructed. So that is where we are at the moment. We have got most of the gear in. We are now just waiting for 2 more large pieces of kit, and that is the extraction, which has taken me about 6 weeks to find. So we're in a listed building in a city centre, so extraction would need to get planning permission. It would need to go outside through a listed building. It would also need to go probably 20 or 30 feet above roof level because it's a residential area. So it's taken me about probably 6 to 8 weeks to find an extraction system that works in a coffee shop. We still can't use fryers because there's no proper, it doesn't cover that, but it does take out the fumes and some of the smoke from the kitchen and sends it through carbon filters. I've turned into an expert over the past 6 weeks on extraction fans with no ducting. This is now my speciality mastermind subject. So this is a Lincat extraction system. It sucks the air in through carbon filters that traps all the fat, fumes and smoke and stuff. They need changing regularly, and then there's a fan built into the actual extraction hood which circulates the air, sends it back out the front, purified, nice clean air, no ducting needed, so that has to go up. It's pushed opening back a couple of days, so that's definitely the biggest job left to do in the kitchen, to get that extraction hood up. It's important though, it's going to keep the air nice and purified, keep it clean. And also the rationale oven, which is our main cooking hub in the kitchen. If you don't know about rationale ovens are like having an extra member staff in the kitchen. Steaming, baking, they've got settings on them so you can just click bake bread and it'll bake your bread for you. You can do overnight roasting. They're a wonderful bit of kit, a little bit expensive, but they're worth their weight in gold. And they are like an extra chef in the kitchen minus the chef salary. So in that sense, they're good. We've got an open plan kitchen. So they've got a self-cleaning system, so they're going to look bright, shiny and sparkling clean every day. And as you can see, we have opted for the extraction hood for the rationale. This is going to suck all the smoke, fumes out of the rationale and then take care of that, helping with the extraction in the kitchen. If you are opting for a hood, you are going to need an engineer to come out and wire the extraction hood into the rationale oven. You can't do it yourself. And sadly there's no space for the mixer downstairs, so we're just going to pop that up to the prep kitchen. Easier said than done. And this thing isn't light and there's 2 flights of stairs. Luckily Dan was there to give us a hand to get it up the stairs. Definitely a 3-man job. 3 days to opening. Now the countdown is really on to get open. Today the plumbers are coming in and they have plumbed in the sinks and the rationale. And today the extraction hood went onto the ceiling. Cake counter is also in. 2 days to go. The Morris dancers are out in the streets of Winchester, which means May Bank Holiday is nearly here, opening day. And if you've never seen the aggression of Morris dancers, watch this. Yes, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it's squeaky bum time as we start to approach the final deadline. But with a big team push, we're nearly there. Let's reveal the counter. Grab the ticket right here. You ready? Alright, And now for the final little touches. We've got some black matting going onto the shelves to protect the shelves. And 2 ticket rails going up, one for the hot, one for the cold. This is where the tickets are going to go when we enter service. If you don't know how this works, this is little marbles holding the paper in place. Check on. And after all that work, here we go. The finished kitchen, the furniture's in, the paintings are up, the menus are on the table. We are good to go. After all that planning, it's amazing to see it actually finished and ready for service. And Dan and the team have done an amazing job planning the restaurant to make it look really chic. All the equipment's in and we are ready to cook. In the next video, next week, we will show you the menu, the food, and how we've put the menu together for the area we're in and based on the equipment we're going to use. And now it's time to lick my finger, put it in the air, and guess how much food we're going to need for a 3-day bank holiday weekend for opening weekend. I'll go through this in the next video. So that is where we are at the moment. So the kitchen's set up. We've got the cold section, the hot section. Nice open plan. Customers can see it's cooking, very chef's table-esque. You're going to see Chef's Table on Netflix. Adds a little bit of theatre to people eating in the coffee shops. In my opinion, in this day and age, when you go out to eat, it's not just a meal, it's the atmosphere, it's the theatre. You see the chefs in the background cooking. You can see it's a clean environment. You can see how we're working. We're also planning to have cameras in the kitchen for live social media content coming across. So you can see us working live on TikTok, Instagram. That's where we are so far. That is the kitchen plan. I hope you've enjoyed watching it come from an empty space to what it is now. It's looking good. There's always that nervous feeling when it's just an empty space. You think, God, in a couple of weeks we'll be serving like hundreds of customers out of this. But now the kitchen equipment's mostly in there, I feel more confident. In next week's video, we are going to be doing the menu planning, why we put the dishes on the menu, how it works, how the equipment in the kitchen has guided us to how the menu should look. Obviously, the kitchen equipment needs to be in a situation that it can cope with the level of demand, and the menu needs to work hand in hand with the kitchen layout, the kitchen equipment, to make sure it can cope with the level of business. So next week, the menu design, menu layout, menu planning, where the ingredients are coming from, suppliers, etc. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if this has been any value to you, and keep watching for the next episode of Starting a Coffee Shop from Scratch. See you next week. Take care now. Bye. It's Gary out.